Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen. Today we've got a reading for you about, honestly, it kind of seems like a portal to a different life, a better life, a new chapter, letting go of the past, realizing that you're able to move on from something that has kept you feeling stagnant or like you couldn't move forward. You're free. The image in my mind is when you go, okay, so I grew up in Minneapolis and I would go to Valley Fair is the amusement park out there, at least my favorite one out there. And when you have that exhilaration of getting through the roller coaster and everything was wild and your hair is all messed up, and then they, click open your seatbelt and you can get up and go and find your next ride. That's the energy. So I do feel like you're already kind of um, exhilarated or excited because of something that has gone your way. And it might be helping you to realize that with the Eight of Swords or Eight of Lightning in the reverse, you're free. You're not restrained anymore. I loved that point, right? Like I just went through a ride. It was great. I didn't die. And now I can go and like choose a whole other roller coaster or a new ride, or maybe I want to go on like the spider thing. I loved Valley Fair. But we have the Four of Candles, and the Four of Candles or the Four of Wands is about ascension, is about leveling up. So are you ready to shift timelines? Things are about to get better. Let's go in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. I hope that you have nice weather. Hello, upper echelon. Hello, Anastar. I'm still worried every time I say your name that I'm saying it wrong. Forgive me. I will learn. Hello, Stephen. How's it going? If you would like a personal reading, I'd love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It is in my description box as well. Hello, Darnell. Likewise. All right, let's dive in with what's the news. I do feel like this is so the Four of Wands can be about marriage, but I feel like this is about multiple areas in your life. So it's not just one thing, like meeting somebody you really want to be with. It's bigger than that. You've freed yourself from something. For some of you, it could even be some negative energy that was sent your way or a spell. So we have Bonnie and Clyde and memories. You have freed yourself from the past that you kept revisiting over and over again. You had some sort of us versus the world mentality with a person. Does not need to be romantic. It might have been your best friend. It might have been your brother. But we have somebody that kept, I think, kind of like torturing themselves over what happened in the past with this twosome, you and one other person, wishing that things could have been different. It's like somebody sitting at a bus station or a train station after they were supposed to get on that bus or train with a person, but that person never showed up. So they're stuck at that train station or bus station wondering, like, are you going to show up? Can we make it on the next trip? Like, where are you? Instead, we have somebody saying, I waited, you never showed up. I still want to go to Denver, so I'm gonna go, Oops, that is not supposed to be in here. So we do have the affection card coming out from the last reading. It somehow got into this deck. So there is something here regarding, I think, needing that affection from this person that you dealt with in your past, and you would have dealt with them extensively. They didn't give you that affection. And I feel like you've left the train station, you've left the bus station, you're not going to wait for them anymore. You left the station or, the planet, since this is a rocket ship. Fast action, progression forward. The wait is over. You're not stuck anymore. Good work. I'm proud of you. So we have snooping, digging for dirt, and accusations. The detective card. And love bombing. You've realized that the person that you were hung up on from your past, the one you were trying to fix things with, or that you kept, worrying about, do I need to wait for you? What's going on? You've realized this person was love bombing you or making promises they knew they would break. And you figured, if you're just going to break your promises, then maybe I won't believe your promises. You've moved on. This is the Beginner's Tarot. Well, maybe I'll just come up with a nickname for you. I could call you Mr. or Miss A, or like Professor A. Sounds real fancy. So there's ADE at the beginning of your name. Could be like lemonade. I'm just kidding. Hello, Susie Q. How are you? What a fun name. Hello, Voyager. How you doing? Saying lemonade actually makes me think of Gatorade. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. And when I lived in Mexico, I would go to the corner store to get Gatorade. If I'm honest, it's because I was hungover. I still drank back then. Like, needed some electrolytes, okay? It's what plants crave. And they would say Gatorade. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you live in Mexico, is that how they say it? Because that's how they said it to me, and I loved it. I loved it. Anyways. Page of Pentacles is in the reverse. We have the Emperor and the Four of Cups in the reverse. So somebody wasted your time. Somebody was careless with your heart. Somebody did not seem to know how to focus on fixing things with you, or they expected you to invest more in the connection than they were willing to invest. Hey, Missy, how are you doing? Exactly. So you have to stand up for yourself. New approaches to old problems. This is one of the reasons I love the Beginner's Tarot, because it has a whole bunch of detail right on the card for you, including like reversals. So if I'm not getting paid for this, but if you're trying to get a tarot set for yourself or for someone to learn, it's a good one to choose. This is somebody saying, I can't expect a different result when time after time you have shown that you are going to waste those opportunities. If I gave you 80 opportunities to do the right thing, you did the wrong thing 80 times. So am I going to offer an 81st option? This is somebody saying, no, I can't keep taking the same approach. I can't keep expecting that you're going to change your behavior or that you're going to apologize or whatever it is. It's okay. You're not changing. Therefore, I have to change. So I don't think this person wanted to walk away. I don't think they wanted to give up, but they felt like the other person gave up. Hello, Peggy. How are you doing? Hierophant in the reverse. Four of Pentacles. We have somebody that has control issues. That somebody would be the King of Swords. So regardless of whether this is a platonic family or a romantic twosome, right? Because it was the Emperor and this King of Swords. Don't get too caught up on the gender. This is energy I'm reading, not physicality. But we've got somebody who has stood up to and basically been honest with themselves about a situation and realized they can't continue to do the same approach because the other person seems to want to just control, the connection. If they're not going to change their behavior, if they're not going to apologize, if they're not going to do what they said, then I have to do what I said I would do. This is maybe for some of you about like, if you don't pay the rent, then I have to actually kick you out, right? There's some sort of consequence here. And that consequence is you're not going to be in my life, or you're not going to stop me from moving forward. Three of Swords in the reverse. Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Hermit in the reverse. I'm trying to think of how to explain this. So I hear the ties that bind, and I feel like that's like a part of something bigger, but I don't know what. So if you know, please let me know. I can't think of it right now. But it makes sense because we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. We have somebody who has let go of something that kept them stuck. And it's the Emperor who has, cast off these chains or freed themselves from that situation. There's healing that had to happen. And I think forgiveness. You probably had to forgive the King of Swords and forgive yourself. Have you forgiven yourself? Because sometimes we believe in people, or sometimes we fight with everything we have for connection, only to feel like it got us nowhere. So make sure you also forgive yourself. We have somebody saying, I have given all that I can. I have nothing left to give. It feels foolish of me to continue to want to make this right because you haven't put forth the effort from your side. Have you ever tried to move like a really heavy couch or a really heavy TV with somebody who's super lazy or super whiny? Oh my God, my fingers are, I can't do this anymore. That was totally me. Okay. I'm making fun of myself. Shut up. It doesn't work. And when you try to move something that's real heavy, I could take off your toenail or something. It doesn't work to have one person who's like muscled and ready to go and committed, and another person who's like, I don't know, I don't want to help. That's the physical reality of these two people. You were giving different energy. You were, one person was helping and another person was like, well, I don't know what. I'm busy. I think I need to eat some Cheerios first. I don't have the right shoes. Good luck. I'm sure you'll figure that one out. What else do we have? Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. When you free yourself from a connection that is not healthy, I would consider this probably to be a toxic friendship, a toxic relationship. When you realize that person is not going to work on those behaviors that would make it a healthy connection, you're reclaiming that energy, right? You're not going to invest in that anymore. You're not going to, wish upon a star that things are going better. There's something here about reclamation of energy. You're pulling back. I'm not going to text. I'm not going to write in my journal about you. I'm not going to draw things for you. Whatever it is, it's like I'm pulling back and acknowledging that things didn't really go the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing? That's fair, Darnell. Peggy, how are the kitties doing today? So good for you. It's that pulling back of energy that is enabling you to kind of catapult forward. What else do we have? Glad to hear it. The World. This is what makes me feel like it's a portal, a timeline shift. Like you have choices all along your life and it impacts where you end up, right? How did I get here? Well, a series of decisions. You've made a decision to let go, and it opens a door for you. So we have the Six of Wands in the reverse. Sometimes in order to be successful, we have to first admit that something has failed. That didn't work, but maybe this will, pivot. So if you find a dead end because you're unfamiliar with the streets, this doesn't have to do with me having moved recently at all, and you realize that the through street that you thought was a through street is actually not a through street, and now you have to like double back and like you can still get where you want to go. It's just not going to be that street. This is somebody accepting that, okay, but I'm going to keep moving. So good for you. Crone of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. For some of you, this situation impacted your money and it impacted your ability to manifest. To be honest, it's probably a lot of you. You may have felt like things slowed down for your job. You may have felt like things were unnecessarily difficult in your friendships. I'm seeing someone in particular who does some sort of gardening or like building, and those things were frustrating. You lost some of your magic because you gave it away to this person in hopes that they would use it to fix your connection, but they didn't. So you're taking that energy back. You're not a library, they don't get to just like check out your awesome energy for however long they want, right? Not to say you can check out a book from the library for however long you want, but like, I suppose technically you could probably like keep checking out the same book if nobody else wants it, right? You lost some of your power to this person, but the thing about energy, it doesn't get destructed. It changes. And if it's a boomerang, that shit just got back to you. You took it back. Two of Cups in the reverse. By accepting that friendship is over, by accepting that you had your good times, you had your good memories, you're not looking to, be angry at yourself for trying. I do feel like for many of you, your thought process is, well, you're my best friend, or, oh, you were the love of my life, but nobody can look at me and say that I didn't try everything. I tried everything. I can sleep at night knowing it wasn't me. That could have been awesome, but it wasn't because somebody else didn't put their energy into it. And that's okay. I can take my awesome ass energy somewhere else, right? It's like a transplant of a really beautiful rose. Those things are hardy, okay? Let me tell you, I have seen, my dad's really good at landscaping, like maybe even a little bit obsessive with it. And my mom's right up there with him, just to be clear. They tried to take out this rose bush from their place and plant something else there. That rose bush came back like 3